When you're designing a car, you always start with the side view. So here's our side view. Again, we're basically copying the CB6, the Visan version. A very unique vehicle. And then you can start to go into what's called three-quarter view. Three-quarter view means you're actually seeing 1/4 of the front of the vehicle. And then of course this back here is the 3/4. So you have, basically 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of the vehicle. Now, how do you do a three-quarter view? Or sort of like you take the car from a side view like we have up here and tilt it towards you. Okay, it's very simple. We still start with the side view. So we still have the side view here. Okay, so I'll show you how this will work. Make sure we got the bottom here. That's the bottom of our paper. Okay, good. Here we go. Got room for this. Okay, so again, we draw in sort of what's called the foreshorten, which kind of shorten the side view just a little bit. You can still do a box, but instead of a box, it's like this will be the front of the box, and this will be the side of the box. Okay, here's our wheels, and our wheels are how many wheels apart? We got 1, 2, 3. So you go 1, 2, 3, and that becomes the wheel back here. See that? Here's our front wheel. Here's the rear wheel. Now the perspective starts to get a little smaller to get towards the back because it's foreshortening going back this way. There's our center of the wheel, the tire. Here's the ground clearance. So you can tell what we've done. We've just sort of taken the side view here concept, we just squished it. See that? We just squished that to where now we have ellipses. So we did from this to this in a side view, okay? But what we'll do is we'll add the front end to it. So we go from here and go out this way. Here's our side tire. Here's the other side of the tire over here. Okay. And we've got a little sort of a spoiler looking design here. The center here, this goes up to the center. That looks like the radiator. Again, a very unique vehicle. Back in the day, this stuff was all crazy looking because they were still trying to figure out how to make it work. These pieces here are springs, suspension arms. That's the brake. That drum in here is that's the brake, so we can put that in a little harder. And you got little holes here for venting when it gets hot. So there's the front. We got tire here, a tire here, there a tire, and we put a tire on that side. So now that completes all 4 tires. See that? A little bit of a depth of that tire here. Because you're turning it sideways, you can actually look inside the panel. So sometimes there's a little opening there next to the tire. Bottom here. We've got these little openings. Looks like little, radiator opening. Suspension pieces that reach in here behind the tire. This. Oh, we got top. This goes over again. If this distance is from here to here, then we've got the same thing at the top of the car. So there's the top of the car. And it looks like for the driver, it's got a little windshield. And there's the other side of the buckets. No seat belts. Seat belts don't come from much later. Kind of weird, but back in the day, they thought if you were racing a car and had an accident, it was better to actually jump out of it than it was to stay with it and have a seatbelt. They didn't understand seatbelts back there. So again, we just go around and darken the areas. You know, they'll be in shadow, darken the shadow areas. Leave the upper, again, like I said, leave the upper area very nice and bright and shiny. Put a little bit of a reflection at the bottom here. We've got that, again, part of the makeup of the vehicle inside is wood. A piece of wood here. Let's see. Got a little bit of a shadow down at the bottom. Again, very light pen. You can see the tire on this side. Don't see the back. Okay. Contrast, light to dark. And got the number back here. See if we can squeeze this in. A little different proportion. But you can see the difference. So on a straight side view, we drew, okay, you've got the full length of the vehicle, okay? When we take it and we actually start to take it and we start to, you know, I gotta use the pen here. Take the pen and actually point it towards you. See this? It gets bigger this way and starts to foreshorten. So from a side view to a 3/4 view, basically just turn the vehicle towards you. And then you can see the front end. A little bit of detail. Again, so the sun. Yep.